Hi.
So tell me more about it.
Think about the last time you're rushing out in the morning. You skip breakfast, grab a drink, maybe a snack, and tell yourself you'll probably get something proper later. But most of the time, later never comes. At the same time, if you look at what's available, many convenience snacks are either unhealthy or just boring.
Especially in the granola market, where most flavors are imported and just quite generic. So we got to thinking, what if we could make a snack that was both convenient but also something that people would actually want to eat? More importantly, what if it felt like something that was familiar to Singapore? So that's how we came up with
Granny
Granny
Granola.
Granola.
Three of our founding members were away for quality testing at the factory on the day of on-site filming, which explains why there are extra people today for the Shark Tank online pitch segment.
Good morning, everyone. We are Group 6, the founding members of Granny's Granola, a local granola startup, and our team comprises of Kieran, Elton, Rielu, Janice, and Jess. We are a Singapore-based startup specializing in locally inspired granola products. As a young brand, we are launching with one signature flavor, Gula Melaka, inspired by the nostalgic taste of chendol. This flavor helps us test market demand with something that feels culturally familiar, yet still stands out from typical granola options, reinforcing our identity as a local brand. Our goals are simple and focused. First, we want to provide healthier snack options. Second, we aim to support green initiatives by using sustainable packaging wherever possible. And finally, we prioritize customer convenience by using a vending machine distribution model, placing our products directly along consumers' daily routes. Next, let's take a look at our products. First, we offer granola bags made from a baked blend of oats, grains, honey, gula melaka, and a nuts and dried fruit mix. They are designed to be an affordable and convenient option for working professionals who want a quick, healthy snack on the go. We also offer the granola protein bar, made from the same granola base but enhanced with high-quality protein powder. It's targeted at gym goers and wellness-focused consumers. In the highly competitive granola market, we've identified three major competitors, namely Amazing Grace, Natural Valley, and Kellogg's Granola. Amazing Grace has a strong brand presence and offers a wide range of granola bags, including a salted gula melaka flavor. While similar, their flavor profile differs from our chendol-inspired one, which gives us a unique positioning. Nature Valley is also another well-known competitor with large supermarket distribution. Kellogg's Granola is another major one, offering widely distributed granola bags in classic flavors such as original, fruit and nut, and chocolate variants. These brands have strong marketing reach and loyal customer base, which pose real challenges for a new entrant like us. Our products will mainly be targeting two groups of target customers, first of which are the working adults. These are commuters who want healthier on-the-go snacks during their busy mornings or between meetings. They tend to be less price sensitive and are willing to pay a small premium for convenience and better nutritional value. Our second target customers are gyms and fitness enthusiasts. This group values convenient protein intake and is increasingly bored of the usual chocolate of peanut butter protein bar flavors. To reach these two groups effectively, we plan to place our vending machines in high traffic areas with strong gym and office presence, starting out with phase 1 first, where we'll be putting them at Shandong Way, City Hall, and Tanjong Pagar MRT, followed by phase 2 at Outram Park, Tiong Bahru MRT, and Newton MRT. Our differentiation strategy centers on flavor innovation and convenience. While most granola and protein bar brands rely on familiar flavors like chocolate, peanut butter, or caramel, we introduce a gula melaka flavor inspired by chendol, something you simply don't see in the current granola or protein bar market. This gives us a unique profile that appeals to consumers who are health conscious but also craving new tastes. For gym goers especially, who are bored of the same old protein bar flavors, our product offers a refreshing alternative that still delivers the same nutritious value. We also differentiate ourselves by adopting a vending machine distribution model located across high traffic MRT stations, and the convenience we provide customers make Granny Granola stand out from other brands which sell through retail shelves.
Now I will break down the cost needed for Granny's granola. For the direct material, we accounted for the materials needed for the granola base, which are oats, oil, and honey. For the flavoring, we'll be using gula melaka, And we also added nuts and dried fruits mixture. Lastly, we'll be using protein powder, but we'll only be using protein powder for the granola bar and not the granola bag. We also accounted for the packaging cost of both items. After accounting for the total direct materials needed for both items, we calculated a total cost of 1,140 Sing dollars. Now let's move on to the conversion costs, which include direct labor costs and manufacturing overhead costs. After calculation, we found a total direct labor hour cost of 1,152 Sing dollars. And for the variable manufacturing overhead, we accounted the oven and mixer electricity hours, also the electricity rate, which brings us to a total cost of $28. For the fixed manufacturing overhead, we accounted the rental price of the central kitchen, the utilities that we would need, such as the fridge, and the SFA license. This brings us to a total fixed MOH cost of 3,554 Sing dollars per month. Now let's move on to the selling and administrative costs that Granny's Granola will be using. Since we'll be renting vending machines, we need to account for its rental and maintenance price. We also need to account for the location rental. Lastly, we also calculated the restocking and advertising fees. All in all, this brings us to a total cost of $2,270 per month. Granny's Granola will have two phases of spreading out our vending machines. For the first phase, we will focus on placing our products near the MRTs in the CBD area, namely Raffles Place, Shenton Way, and Tanjung Pagar. For the second phase, we will expand our product placement to 3 gyms in the CBD area. To restock our products, we will rent out a car to visit the vending machines and restock them manually. The cost of daily rental of the car is estimated to be $100 per day, and we estimate that we will need to make one trip per month.
For our costing method, we use weighted average process costing. This fits our business because production is standardized. Every unit goes through the same sequence of steps with no customization. Costs are also added uniformly at each stage, which allows us to calculate a consistent average cost per unit. We assume no beginning inventory and continuous production. Our production flow is split across 3 departments. Department 1 is the mixing and toasting department, where all units, both bags and bars, begin. Here, we add the granola base first, then the flavoring, toast everything in the oven, and finally mix in the nuts and dried fruits. Department 2 handles the assembly of bars specifically. After receiving the mixed granola from Department 1, we add protein powder, compress and shape the bar, then package it. Department 3 handles the assembly of bags. The granola bar is separated and crushed to the right texture, then packaged. In Department 1, we started 820 units during the period. This number comes from our target of 720 finished units to fill 6 vending machines of 120 slots each, plus a buffer of 100 units to account for units still in progress. The majority of units were completed and transferred out to Departments 2 and 3. The total cost transferred out from Department 1 represents the cost of the mixed granola base flowing into both assembly departments. Department 2 receives granola mix from Department 1 and processes units into our finished granola bars. The transfer-in cost represents the share of Department 1's output attributable to bars. We then add direct materials, mainly protein powder, and add conversion costs for shipping and packaging. Combining all 3 cost components gives our final cost per bar of $4.89. Department 3 handles the assembly of our granola bags. The key difference in this department is the transfer-in cost. Because bags make up a larger share of our total production volume, they absorb 85% of Department 1's total output cost. This is our assumed split, proportional to the weight of bags versus bars produced. We also add direct materials for packaging and conversion costs for the crushing and bagging process. Combining all 3 cost components gives us a cost per bag of $10.86. With the per unit cost derived from our process costing analysis, we set prices for both products that cover our full manufacturing costs while allowing us to remain competitive. Our markup gives us sufficient margin to cover selling and administrative expenses and generate profit. We aim to keep the price accessible for a vending machine purchase. We have also benchmarked these prices against our key competitors. We believe our unique Gula Melaka flavor justifies a slight premium over generic alternatives, as we are offering a genuinely differentiated product in the local market.
Now, we will first look at our variable costing income statement, which will affect our short-run costing decisions. We assume a 1:1 sales mix between bars and bags and separated all mixed costs into either fixed or variable. The bag contributes a 71% contribution margin, while the bar contributes an even stronger 80% contribution margin. In total, our overall contribution margin ratio is at 74%, meaning that for every dollar of revenue, 74 cents goes towards covering fixed costs and generating profit. After deducting total fixed costs of $5,824, we arrive at a net operating income of $286. We have also prepared an absorption costing statement to support our long-term pricing decisions. Unlike variable costing, absorption costing allocates fixed manufacturing overhead to each unit produced, giving us a fuller picture of the total true cost per unit produced. Selling 360 units each of bags and bars generates total revenue of $8,280. After accounting for all manufacturing costs, we get a gross profit of $2,787 and a net operating income of $517. The $231 difference between absorption and variable costing is fully reconciled by the fixed MOH tied up in inventory, which gives us our confidence that our numbers are accurate and consistent. Now, for the CVP analysis, our break-even percentage sits at 95%, which means that we need to achieve 95% of our planned sales volume to cover all fixed costs. That's a tight threshold, but it is expected for a startup with a fixed cost, heavy vending machine model. We set our target profit at 10%, which is benchmarked against Device SG recommendation of 5 to 10% net margin for SME retail companies. This gives us a monthly target profit of $920, requiring us to sell 397 units each of bags and bars. Our margin of safety is at 5%, a small buffer that tells us that a minor dip in sales could negatively affect our operating profit. Additionally, our degree of operating leverage is at 21.35, meaning that every 1% rise in sales amplifies net profit by 21%, which is also a double-edged sword if the sales volume falls. To manage this, we are placing machines at high footfall MRT stations while negotiating for percentage of sales rentals to reduce our fixed cost exposure. Looking at our monthly CVP graph, our monthly break-even is at 343 units. That's the point where the revenue line crosses total expenses, and each bundle sold beyond the 343 units point goes towards making profit. By using our unit contribution margins, we stand at $10.59 for bags and $6.38 for bars, and assuming that production stays consistent month on month, we can scale up production to an annual rate. From our yearly CVP graph, our yearly break-even is at 4,118 units per product, with a target profit of $11,000, requiring 4,766 units each. With that in mind, I will hand over to my teammate who will walk us through the balanced scorecard.
Financially, our objective is to increase profitability and revenue, optimizing sourcing and pricing measured by gross margin, and expand vending machines in high traffic areas measured by revenue per machine and overall growth. From a customer perspective, we aim to increase satisfaction, differentiation, repeat purchases, and convenience. We will improve product quality measured by satisfaction scores, introduce local flavors tracked by feedback, drive loyalty through repeat purchase rates, and enhance vending machine speed measured by transaction time. For learning and growth, our objective is innovation, retention, and sustainability. By launching new products measured by number of launches, we can also reduce turnover through better compensation and satisfaction, tracked by turnover rates and surveys. Also, we can adopt eco-friendly packaging and local sourcing measured by sustainable inputs to achieve our goals. Operationally, we aim to improve efficiency and consistency. We can reduce wastage measured by wastage rates, standardize processes to ensure quality tracked by defect rates, maintain machine uptime, and improve data tracking and production output. Finally, our objective is sustainable operations. We can use energy-efficient machines, source locally to reduce emissions, and implement recycling guidelines. Overall, this ensures profitable, efficient, and sustainable growth for Granny Granolas. With that, on behalf of our group, I would like to thank you for listening to our presentation.
Okay, we will invest in